DACA protects nearly 700,000 immigrants known as Dreamers who were brought to the U.S. illegally as children.
CBS reporter Katherine Johnson is live outside the Supreme Court, where the justices are considering how the Trump administration tried to end it. Katherine?
Kenny and Michelle, we spoke with DACA recipients who traveled from all over the country to be here today. One young woman from California told us, of course, she wouldn't miss this for the world, a chance to stand on the steps of the Supreme Court, but she said she really didn't have a choice, as her entire future is now in their hands.
Young undocumented immigrants chanted "Home is here" on the steps of the Supreme Court Tuesday after the panel heard arguments in a case that could lead to their deportation. The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, known as DACA, shields nearly 700,000 immigrants brought to the U.S. illegally as children from deportation.
I'm one of almost 200 undocumented medical students and residents who, without DACA, we can't complete residency training.
President Trump ordered an end to DACA 2 years ago, saying it was unlawful because President Obama overstepped his power when he created the program by executive action. But plaintiffs argued it is lawful, and if the administration wants to end DACA, it has to do it the right way and take ownership of the move.
If they had to make this decision in 2020, in an election year, they would have to explain why they were making this harsh, cruel, mean decision. These individuals have become part of the community. They've had jobs. They've supported themselves.
Lower courts blocked President Trump's move to end DACA, leaving it up to the Supreme Court, which now has a 5-4 conservative majority. That includes President Trump's two appointees, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh.
President Trump has sent some mixed messages on DACA. Today, in the same tweet, he said many of the people in DACA are hardened criminals. And if the Supreme Court overturns DACA, a deal will be made with Democrats for them to stay. The court is expected to issue a decision in June.
Now, over the roughly 80 minutes of oral arguments here today, the conservative justices did not necessarily seem inclined to block the end of DACA, although some said the human element is not lost on them and that will remain a part of their consideration moving forward. And we also want to remind people that more than a quarter of the people who qualify for the DACA program live in California. Michelle?